What's up, gang? Welcome to another episode of Hood Stories. Today, we gonna talk about the life and death of Christopher Treadwell, aka Bris, an up-and-coming rapper from Sacramento, California. This is the real story, once and for all. What really happened, all the facts. If you're new or returning to the channel, please leave a like on the video. We work hard and highly appreciate the love. Also, leave a comment. We love to hear feedback. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, we highly suggest you do for fire content. And don't think this is the only video we got. We got awesome content on our page. Now let's get into the story. But first, let's drop the mother intro. What's up, gang? Let's get straight into it. Christopher Treadwell, aka Bris, was born October 9th, 1995 in Sacramento, California, one of the many gang-infested cities in Northern California. Growing up in the hood was hard and money was low, and ever since he was young, Bris wanted to make a better way for his family. He just wanted them to have the same opportunities as everybody else.
For Reg, you feel me? I'm trying to see that, I'm trying to see some chicken out this shit, you know.
He jumped off the porch and dropped out of school at an early age and was in the streets hustling. He grew up in the Fruit Ridge section of Sacramento, and by the time he was a teenager, he was a member of the Fruit Ridge Bloods and engaging in all kinds of criminal activity. Bris had a cousin who was a rapper in Sac named Mac J, and in 2016, he convinced Bris to come to the studio and make a song. They recorded the track named Non-Stop and recorded a music video for it, and then they dropped it on YouTube, and it did a couple 100,000 views. This was the moment when Bris decided to take rapping more seriously. There was a lot of stuff going on in the streets, and Bris wanted to put it all out on wax.
What was it that made you want to start making music?
Shit, nigga was going through hella shit, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like somebody had to, you feel me? I had to find a way for motherfuckers to hear.
Yeah, of course, man. Music is definitely that outlet for sure.
Bris was well respected in his hood and definitely a big influence. He functioned with the Norteños from his area tough and went against anybody they went against, which is why you can see him throwing up pinkies down in his videos, a diss to a rival Norteño hood named Frank Lone. Bris also started hanging around South Sacramento rapper Lavish D and his gang, which is the 30 Boys or Stars, which made him an automatic target to the rivals, the Oak Park Bloods, which is right next door to his hood. By 2019, Bris was popping in his city. He had racked up millions of views on YouTube, and he was the next big thing coming out of Sac after the success of Oak Park Blood member Mozzie. August 2019, Bris dropped a song called Panhandling, and it took off like he had never seen before. He had finally became famous after putting in all that hard work. But as we know all too well, fame, it comes with attention, and attention, it comes with jealousy and haters. Right after Bris dropped Panhandling, an Oak Park rapper named Uzi Marcus dropped a diss song aimed at him called 42K. Now this was a direct shot at Bris from Oak Park, and he responded right away. Bris would drop a song called Spark the Fuse, and the internet went wild. Even though Bris wasn't a Stars member, he was looked at like the ops just based on his beef with Uzi Marcus. Now that we got that beef down a little bit, there's another gang in Sac from the Valley High district called MBK, and they got members also from 36th Street, and they're basically clicked up with Oak Park. Some people think they're Norteños, but I can't find a single Norteño that can vouch for them, and they run Oak Park Bloods when they go to jail, so we just gonna call them Bloods. Okay, MBK and Fruit Ridge been had static from an incident that involved an MBK member named Lil Dallas. Lil Dallas would get 12 years for shooting at two Fruit Ridge members pictured here sitting next to Bris, and that just made the beef worse in the streets. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying all this to say it's safe to say that Fruit Ridge, who's cool with Stars, and MBK, who's clicked up with Mozzie and Oak Park, didn't like each other at all. 2019, Bris would catch a gun charge after he was seen with a gun in one of his music videos, and while he was down, his fans was going crazy on his music and they wanted more. After getting released, he dropped a song called Need Hammy, and that would be his last song. All Bris wanted to do was rap and make it out the hood and feed his family, and he was about to do just that when tragedy would strike. Now remember how I told y'all MBK and Fruit Ridge don't get along with each other? Well, on June 21st, 2020, Bris will run into an MBK member, Moses Hirschfield, better known as Top, at a store on Fruit Ridge Road, and he knew something was up. He immediately left, got in his car, and sped away, but he didn't make it too far, and he crashed into a pole. After crashing, Bris got out on foot and ran across the street to a Jimbo's Tacos drive-thru and fell down, possibly from his pants or being injured from the crash, and that's where Top allegedly catches up to him and takes his life. Now some people say Top is from Frank Lone Norteño gang, but he's actually from MBK. Frank Lone had nothing to do with the murder of Bris. Now Top was arrested 3 months later and eventually sentenced to life in prison for the crime.
Police tape marks the spot where detectives say Christopher Treadwell was shot and killed early Sunday morning. Treadwell, also known as the rapper Bris, had a growing following in Northern California.
The thing I liked about Bris the most was how it was raw and uncut, and I feel like he kind of told a story of Sacramento that I really didn't know about.
Los Angeles interviewer Philip Forstan, known as The Innovator, created a YouTube channel highlighting artists and creators on the rise. He had Bris and another Sacramento rapper on his channel last year.
He was kind of the most on the rise young artist out of Sacramento right now.
Sacramento police say there was a car crash early Sunday morning, Father's Day, before Bris was shot. At this point, detectives are releasing few details about the case, and no arrests have been made.
When you take the music away, he is someone who was a normal person, had a family just like me and you.
Forstant says the young rapper was a father with more to accomplish.
You see the work ethic, you see the desire to be great, but then something like this happens.
In a statement, a Bay Area hip-hop and R&B platform that had recently worked with Bris on his album called his death disappointing and heartbreaking, saying in part, "We hope we'll see an end to the violence that took Bris and so many other promising artists' lives in recent years." As detectives work, California's rap community mourns the death of one of its own.
I just don't want to see any more young black guys getting killed or killing each other over music, you know?
Emily Maha, KCRA 3 News.
187, parent A, as charged in count 1 of the information. Special allegation. We, the jury, having found the defendants guilty of first-degree murder, further finds the allegation that in the commission of the above offense, the defendant, Moses Alexander Hirschfield, personally of penal.
Now there's a lot of conspiracy theories as to what actually happened, and some people said Bris' own homies told the ops his location. Some people said he had a bag on his head. Some people said his bodyguard who was with him when all this happened had something to do with it. Y'all let me know what y'all think what happened in the comments. It's sad that this young man had to lose his life at an early age when he had just really started living. But as we know all too well, it's just another hood story. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said earlier in the video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment. We appreciate the love, and we'll see you next time.